sentando em cima da piroca.
I can break it down like this. 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 This. I can break it down like this. I can break it down like this. I can break it down like this. I break it down like this. Break it down like this. I can break it.
Hello. Are you hungry? Okay. What is it? I have cookies, sorry. You want to order some food from Shopee? Okay.
We can have cookies first, and then for dinner we can have all are you
What
alive
do you mean?
Yeah. Well, just life. I have like time and life. I'm building like the Kanfa now. Very important. But I'll do it like really fast, okay?
You don't want to use the one that you sent me?
Mm-mm. I never have good experience with an AI generated one. It has to be natural.
What do you mean?
Sometimes Gemini is really bad actually. But what I can do, I think, is give me first the text in order. And then after that, I can actually build it like in a different way. So I can basically generate it with text like this. God damn. That should be simple enough. You can see the key. It's not too bad. It's just a bit weird, but that's fixable. It's not that bad actually. Me hungry. Thank you. Wow, look at my wife's gives me the best cookies in the whole world. I think Gemini doesn't give that starting anymore.
Wait, what?
You start.
Not anymore. Really?
I'm surprised myself. Why am I wrong?
Maybe you can take a deeper look.
I don't see it. Did you eat, my love?
Well, I said, "Do you have to eat?" Why not you do that for?
Maybe not. You have more. What you doing now, my love?
I'm breaking Reddit.
No way, you're creating Reddit.
I'm breaking Reddit, but I'm like thinking also like because Reddit is like more strict, right?
More what?
More strict, and also like how I should make the title and stuff.
Sure thing. It's really cool.
If you can only perform when the deadline is on fire, here are 3 things that will rewire that. Number 1, you need to understand that you don't have a motivation problem. You have a brain that only activates under threat. That's why you need the panic to kick in before you can do anything. That's not laziness. That's a specific activation pattern. Your nervous system learned somewhere early on that it only needs to fire when there's a real consequence. And you've been running on that ever since. So stop beating yourself up for not being disciplined. Start understanding what's actually happening in your brain. Because until you see... Who wants to live below their meat? I want to live the best life I can possibly live. So when I talk about this with a friend, if I want to buy a new Ferrari, I first buy an asset, and the asset pays for the Ferrari. I wanted a Rolls Royce. Why? Because I never had a Rolls Royce. I can't that place. So I built an asset, and then asset then bought my Rolls Royce. Now I can afford with cars. So I don't have a guilty thing. It's that I have financial education, which what the rich dad company teaches. And you can have the same thing too. You just have to stop listening to those school teachers who are poor. You know, the school teachers that are poor, they are very good people.
He said the craziest thing, like he told me, it's like his son has been brainwashed, he said,
No way.
by one of the lecturer. He said like, AI is shit, don't listen to AI.
Crazy. Your dad's friend.
Mm-hmm.
But they're so terrified of making mistakes. They want a steady paycheck. They want a guaranteed pension. I don't think you can get rich from that point of view. Look at this chart here. It's called the cash flow quadrant. E/S, employee and self-employed. That was my poor dad. These guys work for money. These guys are not capitalists. They work for money and they invest their own money. On the B and the I side is my rich dad side. That's the capitalist side. Capitalists use other people's labor and other people's money to get rich. Which side do you want to be on? I really be on the capitalist side. So that's the only difference. It's a total shift of mindset and education. But everybody can do it if you want to do it. And it was really hard because I didn't like, I'm actually a very shy person. So learning how to sell is the hardest thing I can do. But if I hadn't spent 4 years learning how to sell, I never made it here, I never made it here.
So the entire time that you were here, you were preparing to jump to another project.
Correct. So every job is not so much for the high-paying job with job security. For not everybody, most people should have job security because they're not designed to be entrepreneurs. But if you're going to be an entrepreneur, then you better take this job and say, well, which way am I going to go?
Yeah.
And so I knew my job at Xerox was to go here and here and here, not stay here. And I actually make so much money over here that I don't need job security and money. So really, that's a lesson here. When you look at a job, you look at what can I learn more than how much can I make. And I think that's the biggest challenge. You look for a job where you can learn a lot. The harder the job, the better it is.
Yeah.
You know, what makes something an asset or liability is the two most important words in business: cash flow. Which way is the cash flowing? So an asset, if the money is flowing into your income statement, it's an asset. So my research would say money is flowing into your pocket, it's an asset. If money is flowing out of your pocket, it's a liability. So the average person, they go out, they buy a house, it's an asset. But every month, it's flowing straight to the bank. So your money flows straight to the bank. That's not intelligent. You know, I want the money to flow from the bank to me. So it flows to the bank. Or what they'll do is they'll buy a stock or a bond or a mutual fund. And it's an asset and it flies straight to Wall Street. That's their asset, Wall Street's asset. And the third line, when you look under expense, First line is tax. So the average employee, like my poor dad, with a high-paying job, the money comes in, goes straight out in taxes into the government. Makes sense. So when you get a job, first line taxes, second mortgage of a bank, third your 401k or the IRA, straight to Wall Street. So you pick their assets. It's not their assets, but they're not your assets. So that's one of the big things that Rich Dad taught me is you got to control your cash flow. You want the money flowing into your pocket, not out of your pocket. So the one last thing I'll show you here is this is the asset column. This is what Rich Dad worked for. He worked for assets. He didn't want a job. And this is my poor dad here. He wanted a high-paying job. Different mindsets. So today, I still go home to Hawaii. I see my relatives, and they call me Bobby. Bobby, have you got a job yet? And I go, no, Auntie, I don't have a job. He goes, oh, too bad, you're unemployed. I said, yep. So their mindset is they've been programmed to be employees to work for the rich. And that's how my rich dad taught me. So it's here in the financial statement, the rich work for assets, the poor middle class work for money. Very different mindset. So I don't want a job, I just want the asset that produces income called cash flow. Not taxable. Not taxable. That's why the rich get richer. Let's start with this one first, keep it small. You go to school, get a job, you become an employee, but you learn nothing about taxes. Then you become a little entrepreneur, you start a little falafel shop business or whatever you start, right? So self-employed, small business. And then you have big business, 500 employees or more, or I for an investor. So how much tax do employees pay?
Well, typically, if they're making a good salary, and this is, by the way, the same rates around the world, typically it's going to be about 40%.
40%. And after the Trump tax cut, did that change much?
Not much. It didn't.
Tapi pemeriksaan hardware jujur ya urusan pengiriman itu kadang musik banget apalagi pas orderan lagi banyak-banyaknya dan harus cari pickup yang ready dalam waktu cepat kita.
So if you're, I'm going to start my own little business, I'm going to start my little pizza shop or my coffee shop. How much do these guys pay?
Well, that goes up because you're paying both your share of the taxes plus the employer's share of the taxes because you've got both sides. So none of them is high 60%.
So when you hear a young person, an old guy like me say, I'm going to start my own business, they don't like about taxes, do they?
No, and in fact, this is the place where people get in trouble because over here, the money's being taken out of your paycheck. But here, you're responsible for your taxes. And so what happens is that you go, let's say you're successful with your pizza shop, right? All of a sudden, tax time comes around. Oh no, I've spent all my money and I don't have money to pay the taxes. And people go out of business real fast here.
Well, it is surprising because a lot of them are
Here, the money's being taken out of your paycheck. But here, you're responsible for your taxes. And so what happens is that you go, let's say you're successful with your pizza shop, right? All of a sudden, tax time comes around. Oh no, I've spent all my money and I don't have money to pay the taxes. And people go out of business real fast here.
Well, it is surprising because a lot of the millennials do want to start out their own small little business, right? And what they're not aware of is that they're going to be in a 60% tax bracket.
Because taxes are your single largest expense. So if you're going to start your own business, you've got to be aware of taxes here. Now, big business, that's 500 employees or more, how much do they pay?
Typically around the world, about 20%.
Now, why is it that big business people pay less than small business?
Well, basically, the government wants us to do certain things, and they'll give us incentives if we do them. And what they want out of a big business is they want employment. So they want to create employment because that creates stability in the country. Jobs, right? And so the more jobs you create, actually, the more tax benefit you get.
Well, look at Amazon right now. They're looking at moving their company 100 how many tax benefits do they're getting?
Oh my heavens, they pay very, very little tax. Amazon does, and they pay, you talk about all those different kinds of taxes. Not only do they pay very little income tax, but they're also paying very little sales tax and employment taxes and all those others because they're getting benefits from multiple types of government, the federal government, state government, city government.
Is that how Elon Musk started his battery factory in Nevada?
Well, yeah, I mean, Elon Musk, he has huge research and development tax benefits, which, by the way, that's a tax benefit that is available in most countries more than the U.S.
Right. So if you're going to stay small, it's a good place to start, but you're going to really want to come over here eventually. And then the professional investors, these guys are passive. These guys invest in stocks, bonds, mutual funds. They save money. They're passive guys. They pay the highest taxes. But how much does a professional investor like Shark Tank? How much do these guys pay?
So they can pay as little as 0%.
Right.
They can actually completely eliminate their tax.
And this is called a financial statement. What makes the cash flow game different from Monopoly, which how my rich dad taught me if you have Monopoly, is my rich dad also taught me about financial statements. So the cash flow is the only game with a financial statement. So really simply, when you look at a financial statement, there's income, expense, assets, liabilities. There's one more thing in the cash flow game on the financial statement you'll see. It's the most important statement of all. It's called the statement of cash flows off to the side. So, if you're going to be an entrepreneur or a capitalist, you have to have one of these. You're going to be rich, you have to have one of these. But 98% of all, when you look at a financial statement, there's income, expense, assets, liabilities. There's one more thing in the cash flow game on the financial statement you'll see. It's the most important statement of all. It's called the statement of cash flows off to the side. So, if you're going to be an entrepreneur or a capitalist, you have to have one of these. You're going to be rich, you have to have one of these. But 99% of all high school students leaving school and college have no idea what this is. You have FICO scores, but you don't know what this is. So when a banker asks you for your financial statement, they want to see how smart you are here. So let me tell you why school makes students poor. So really simply, it's this. Let's say I have a master's in arts, master's of arts degree, right? Or a bachelor of arts degree.
Yeah.
Do I learn anything about income?
No.
At Cambridge, we believe education works best by teaching and learning, resources and assessments closely aligned, encouraging curiosity, personal growth, and prioritising well-being. With our globally trusted, flexible framework for education, Cambridge schools can design international education programs, qualifications and resources to fit an education that meets their needs and shapes learners' knowledge, understanding and skills. Because curiosity starts in the classroom.
Hi Sam, may I know what
Learners' potential.
AI you use as a daily driver? Alright, so there are a bunch of them. Even my normal AI chat that I'm using, like Claude, Gemini, and ChatGPT. I've used all of them. I use all of them for different niches. So for example, I know Gemini have a very tight integrations with Google Search. So I'll be using Gemini for something that I know requires something like Reason News and stuff like that. If it's, for example, something requires a little bit more logic, I'll go with logic and also human touch. So something like writing an email or sort of modifying a paragraph that you want to send to other people, then you use ChatGPT. In the case that you want to have something more scientific, coding, then I use Claude. So 3 of them. So what AI do I use as a daily driver? We are in the era of AI right now. A lot of AI tools basically coming. every single month. So each part of my daily life is constructed by different kind of AI usage. So different AI tools as well. If I want to code, I go to Kilo Code or also Copilot, or I mix between Claude and also Kilo Code. So it depends on what I do, but the most AI that I use, I'm using Claude, ChatGPT, and Gemini. Lagi buat apa bang? Oke, lagi buat AI tutoring. Sekarang lagi tadi barusan kita bikin posternya, sekarang kita akan bikin toolsnya. Idenya cukup simple sebenarnya. Di awalan gue bakal bikin ya mentoring ini one on one, personally. But the goal is gue pengen daripada gue jadi teachernya, mendingan AI jadi teachernya. Karena lebih personal kan, jadi nggak tipe kayak group chat or group video call. Lebih ke personal. Bentar kita lihat dulu. Oke. Lebih kayak personal. Satu orang aja dan satu orang student dan juga AI. Jadi gimana kalau misalnya kita kan ada edukasi, ada sekolah, tapi yang ngajar itu bukan guru manusia, yang ngajar itu adalah guru AI. That's the goal. Ini yang lagi dibuat sekarang. You're a friendly, knowledgeable voice mentor who helps people think through their career path.
Mythology. I wonder why kids leaving school or young kids our age looking for that high-paying job. But now let me ask you this: if you have a deep degree in technology, do you learn anything about assets?
Never.
So you could be a techie and you know nothing about this. You could be a techie and know nothing about this. You see, when a banker looks at your financial statement, they're looking at the mirror of you. This is a reflection of you.
What's that?
And it is so difficult.
Why is it?
It's like because AI is right now so booming, you know. People misuse it, and it's like when I say something, even a little bit, it's like it's like
It gets flagged. Okay.
I'm just trying everywhere I can.
Okay. Let's see what we can do here. Problem is we require this the endpoint to which the collected data will be sent. I can make it. I can make it using Kira.id. I think the best is that Kira.id actually runs on Python, but where's this Kira.id runs on? No. I think it's using Cloudflare. Fortunately, I have to close this. Read color.
And if you got Jack here and Jack here, then you're not that smart financially. So the reason the cash flow game is such an important game, it teaches you what is important to your banker or for a capitalist or for an entrepreneur. Is that the entrepreneurs don't know how to increase their income.
Jadi yang tanya kok kalau join kelasnya 2 juta kira-kira investment untuk toolsnya kena di berapa ya bro? Jadi investment di toolsnya bakal close to zero, tergantung dari materi spesifiknya pakai untuk apa. Contoh kalau misalnya marketing video itu juga zero kalau misalnya udah punya komputer yang ber-GPU ya. Ada beberapa juga tools yang zero, jadi memang kita bakal mulai dari tools yang gratis tis-tis, jadi toolsnya zero. Dari situ kita baru step up. Jadi yang penting karena tools itu udah banyak kan di pasaran gitu, dan banyak juga yang gratis. Jadi pastinya kita akan coba yang gratis dulu. Yang gratis dulu, Codex, AI, juga coding semuanya gratis. Ketika udah masuk ke jenjang profesional dan memang mau dipakai untuk lebih lanjut lagi, baru kita akan coba yang berbayar. Tapi biasanya tools-tools yang gratis itu dia ada versi berbayarnya. Jadi itu yang bakal kita lakukan, gitu ya. Kita bakal bikin endpoint URL, tapi kira-kira dia akan dibikin sesuatu yang lain. Connect langsung ke Supabase, probably. I think some sort of Supabase is definitely necessary around Next.js or it's like Next.js probably to pair with Supabase, but still not very clear because the best is actually to run it via Cloudflare, in which I have to stop first. And Cloudflare, there are two ways actually to connect. One is via tunneling, so Cloudflare tunneling, and then the second is via Cloudflare worker. So for those that do not know about this, so we've got Cloudflare.com. So for example, you're wondering, okay, I have a website now. How do I actually host it? Well, the number one, and you want to host it for free. Well, Cloudflare is your best friend. So Cloudflare have different kind of functions. Number one is tunneling. What's tunneling? Tunneling means that you run your servers actually locally. So locally, just run it on your computer. And then after that, you need to connect to the domain, right? Now, most of home networks or home ISP or your internet basically cannot actually host a server that is accessible from the internet. So to make it short, you need Cloudflare tunneling, right? So Cloudflare tunneling, that's for direct when you want your server to be completely private on your PC, on your computer. However, Cloudflare also have something called Cloudflare Worker. So if you go over here, you can see here I actually run several things. So Worker and Pages, and I use JS here. So Next.js is very easy to deploy. So Cloudflare gives you free workers to a certain limit, right? Unless if you actually goes beyond the billable usage. And then you can just have the compute here, so it's completely online. You don't have to keep running your PC all day long. So that's Cloudflare Workers. Hope that's clear. The no one asked actually. I think it's possible using Python for cloud worker. Python is awesome. I love to use Python. Although for different kind of front end Next.js is definitely much better. So I'm going to close this. I think deactivate it or something because I need the Kira.id. Not sure. So here's domain. I'm going to disconnect it. So I removed it. So this is the previous code that runs on the Kira.id domain. And then would be great if I can deactivate it or like turn it off. Let's see how we can do that. There's an active deployment here. Bindings. Settings. I can also delete it, but I would rather deactivate it. Deactivate. So I guess that's how you deactivate it. So I assume if I open Kira.id, it's now not linked to anything, which is great. I'm going to make my own Kira.id now. Let's see this one first. I prefer. Let's see if we can have agent endpoint. I'll do this first. I will cancel. Let's try it out.
Hello, I'm Kira.ide, your professional AI tutor. May I have your full name, please?
My full name is Samuel.
Thank you, Samuel. What is your work email address?
Well, I do not want to tell you about that.
I understand. However, I need your work email to complete this process. Would you be comfortable sharing it now?
It's like work email address because most of the time we use WhatsApp, right? But I think what I can do is role title, company name. This can also be a student. It's pretty cool though. It's like it runs direct. That's live get main. Oh, delete this. Install. I posted the poster in the Instagram. 2 million stuff. I think some actually saw it.
2 million.
Yeah, 2 million per month. Yeah, it's like 4 sessions. We can. Lagi build apa bang? Mantap. Ini langsung tunjukin ya. Work email. Email. Company details, company website size. We don't need this. Just keep it simple. Use case, primary use case. Find this to be useful. Timeline and urgency. Alright, so kita lagi bikin voice AI agent. Alright, so let's
Welcome. Hello, I'm Kira, your professional AI tutor from Kira.id. Could you please tell me your full name?
my full name is Samuel. Okay. Hello? Okay, bagi dikit. Kita coba lagi. Hello, how are you?
I am Kira, your professional AI tutor.
Hello, I'm Sam. Hey, what the fuck? Okay. Kita coba ya. Hi, how's it going? Something's wrong. Okay, kita lagi ngedebug ini. Tadi bisa sih sebenarnya. Tapi intinya cukup simpel adalah AI yang bisa berinteraksi sama kita. Tujuannya untuk bikin AI tutoring ya. Jadi tutoring gimana cara mengintegrasi AI dalam kehidupan sehari-hari. Itu aja sih. Noise cancellation now. Let's see if it's gonna work.
Hello, I am Kira, your professional AI tutor. What is your full name? Hello,
Samuel.
I am Kira. What is your full name?
Samuel.
What is your work email address?
I do not have a work email address. I only have a WhatsApp.
That is perfectly fine. What is your WhatsApp number?
012345.
What is your company name?
My company name, well, I do not have a company name. It's a little bit weird that the agent is not that great. Let's see. So NPX and NPM.
And an entrepreneur's got to know how to create assets. If you don't know those two things, you should not be an entrepreneur. You should be an employee. And this was another lesson my rich dad would, or for a capitalist, or for an entrepreneur, is that the entrepreneur is good enough to increase their income. And an entrepreneur has got to know how to create assets. If you don't know those two things, you should not be an entrepreneur. You should, if you got Jack here and Jack here, then you're not that smart financially. So the reason the cash flow game is such an. Do you learn anything about assets?
Never.
So you could be a techie and you know nothing about it. You could be a techie and know nothing about this. You see, when a banker looks at your financial statement, they're looking at the mirror of you. This is a reflection of you. And if you got Jack here and Jack here, then you're not that smart financially. So the reason the cash flow game is such an important game, it teaches you what is important to your banker or for a capitalist or for an entrepreneur, is that the entrepreneur is going to know how to increase their income. And an entrepreneur is going to know how to create assets. If you don't know those two things, you should not be an entrepreneur. You should be an employee. And this is another lesson my rich dad would give me. So I talk about this in the cash flow quadrant, you know. You have E stands for employee, S stands for self-employed or small business, or a specialist like a doctor or a lawyer. B stands for big business, 500 employees or more, and I stands for an insider investor. See, these guys are passive investors or outsiders. These guys invest from the inside. So the guys are like Shark Tank guys, like Mark Cuban and all that. They're entrepreneurs who now acquire other companies. So when I was probably in my 20s, or when I was growing up, so I said my dad wanted me to be an employee. So when I got out of the Marine Corps to fly, so he wanted me to fly for the airlines as a pilot. So I didn't want to do that. And my mom, she was a nurse, and she wanted me to be a specialist, like a medical doctor. I said to my mom, this is one problem. So medical doctors are smart. That's what S stands for. She goes, you're right, I'll never be a doctor. So I only had one hope, was to go to the B side and the I side. So today, you know, many businesses, and I invest in the inside. Some people say, well, insider trading, that's illegal. It's not illegal. There are certain parts of insider trading that's illegal, but the biggest deals are always inside. So what my rich dad taught me is if you're not in the one hope was to go to the B side and the I side. So today, you know, many businesses, and I invest in the inside. Now some people say, well, insider trading, that's illegal. It's not illegal. There are certain parts of insider trading that's illegal, but the biggest deals are always inside. So what my rich dad taught me is that if you're not on the inside, you're on the outside. And the reason most people don't make much money is on the outside. You know, just now Uber and Lyft floated on the stock exchanges. The insiders already made their money. Now the outsiders come in. That's the key. So I've taken, in my lifetime, I've taken 3 companies public. And on the Toronto Stock Exchange, a gold company, a silver company, and an oil company. I did it because I wanted to find out what it's like to be on this side and to be on the I side. And they're completely different worlds, different mindsets, different human beings. So if you want to go to school, this is where people wind up ENS, and Rich Dad Center for people who want to be on this side here. It's a very different mindset, skill sets, education process. So let me ask you this question. When you were in school, were you an A student or a C student? You know, were you the star of the class or the flunky of the class? And if you weren't the A student, then did that mean you couldn't be successful? Is that what it means to you? If you didn't go to a great school, you're never going to be successful. What if you drop out? You know, what if you drop out like Steve Jobs and Bill Gates? That means you had it. Jack Ma, who was the founder of a little company called Alibaba, he just recently said, if you're 35 and you're not rich and successful, you'll never be successful. Of course, Jack Ma is a school teacher, former school teacher, struck it rich. But naturally, they have this idea that if you're not successful in school, you'll never be successful in life. And my contention has always been, it almost damages you in school. You know, school damaged my brain, and my father was the head of education for the state of Hawaii, PhD. Then, did that mean you couldn't be successful? Is that what it means to you? If you didn't go to a great school, you're never going to be successful. What if you drop out? You know, what if you drop out like Steve Jobs and Bill Gates? That means you had it. Jack Ma, who was the founder of a little company called Alibaba, he just recently said, if you're 35 and you're not rich and successful, you'll never be successful. Of course, Jack Ma is a school teacher, former school teacher who struck it rich. But naturally, they have this idea that if you're not successful in school, you'll never be successful in life. And my contention has always been it almost damages you in school. You know, school damaged my brain, and my father was the head of education for the state of Hawaii, PhD. And I hated school. I mean, I sat there getting pounded all the time for being stupid.
Life skills in Next.js. Is it a good thing, you think? Let's see.
Hello, I am Kira, your professional mentor. I am here to help you think through your career path.
Can you send me
What is,
Hello.
what is your full name?
Samuel is my full name.
What is your work email address?
Well, I don't really have a work email address. What do you say?
That is no problem at all. Please share any email address where you can be reached for follow-up.
Just WhatsApp. WhatsApp's fine. Hello. Yeah, just continue it now. I see. So this happened when the agent configurations is modified, so the AI cannot really continue. So I have to redeploy it first. So far as I can see, you see. Maybe it should be fine. I think I have to redeploy a bit later. Best is that we start making seminars and all.
Can you send me that image, please?
I already sent it. Telegram. Maybe. Hi, how's it going?
Hello, I am Kira, your AI professional mentor. What is your full name?
Samuel is my full name.
I have noted your name as Samuel. What is your email address or WhatsApp number?
08225566.
I have recorded your number as 08225566. What is your current job title or role?
It's like nothing actually. Unemployed.
I understand you are not currently in a role. Which company do you work for, or should I leave that blank?
Yeah, leave that blank. That should be fine.
I have left the company field blank. What is your educational background or any certifications you have earned?
Um, Bachelor, I think.
I am not familiar with that specific term. Could you tell me more about the degree or the subject you studied?
Bachelor, computer engineering.
I have noted your bachelor degree in computer engineering. What brings you here today, and what specific career goals are you hoping to achieve?
Just really wanna understand more about AI and to see what I can do more about it in my own career.
I understand you want to explore how to integrate AI into your career path. To get a better picture, do you have any specific constraints like a certain location you must stay in, financial limits, or a tight timeline?
Mm, Nothing. That should be fine. Like no, nothing like a limit.
I understand you have no major constraints regarding location, finances, or time. To make sure I have the full picture, are you currently using any specific AI tools or following a particular learning path to explore the field?
Yeah, I'm using ChatGPT and Gemini normally for my daily driver.
I have noted that you use ChatGPT and Gemini for your daily tasks. Since you have a background in computer engineering, would you prefer to learn how to build AI systems or how to use AI tools to be more productive in a technical role?
Yeah, I think that would be great.
I want to make sure I have this right. Are you interested in learning how to build AI systems, or are you more interested in using AI tools to be more productive?
I'm interested in using AI tools to be more productive.
I have noted your preference for using AI tools to increase your productivity. How soon would you like to start making these changes? And do you have a specific deadline in mind?
I think I think as soon as possible. I'll be very into it.
Thank you for your time, Samuel. It has been a pleasure getting to know your goals and background. I have all the information I need to help you move forward. Goodbye for now, and I look forward to our future sessions.
All right. Default is allowed. Oh wait. Default is da, 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 da. Created slash API agent endpoint app API agent endpoint route.ts using Nest.js route handlers. Endpoint behavior post to slash API slash agent endpoint. Calls live get list rooms and then enriches each room with list participants. Transforms and stores structured data into a rich table. Mm. Let's see if LiveKit has some Next.js stuff. Are you doing the Reddit one? It's actually in English or in Indonesian? Okay, we can do that. Then I'll close this live stream for now.